Hey, what's up, guys? I know, new background. I'm sorry, messy bed. I'm in the middle of moving, or I'm in between places right now. I moved out of my previous apartment. My landlord slash friend slash roommate has got a kid on the way, so he needs to use my room for the new baby coming in October. So, and it was about time for me to move out. So I moved out. Haven't found a good place yet that I like and that's affordable. And I decided I wasn't gonna rush myself into living in a crappy apartment just because I didn't have any time when I knew that my parents has an Airbnb that I can rent out. So I'm renting this place out by the week. Plan is not to be here any longer than 6 weeks. If I can be here only a few weeks, that would be ideal. So this is where I'm living right now. It's a little makeshift setup. This is all my crap. That's all the stuff that I've moved. That's like all I owed right there. Just sitting in laundry baskets. But we're still grinding. We're still putting in the time. We're still putting in the hours. And we had a bit of a struggle for September, and that's what this video is all about. Kind of going through how the month went, how I was feeling, where things went right, where things went wrong, and we're talking about the challenge moving forward into October and how we're going to turn things around. If you guys aren't familiar, you're new to the channel, first of all, make sure you subscribe, like the channel, etc. But I'm on the road to WSOP. It's a $100,000 profit challenge, not a bankroll challenge, a profit challenge, where I'm going to use that $100,000 profit to play the World Series of Poker next year. The deadline is May 31st of 2023. That's when we're going to try and make all the money between now and then. We started June 1st of 2022. Right now we're at about $10,000 profit ish, so we're behind pace, but I've got a lot of good plans to put ourselves into the $100,000 mark by the time May 31st comes around. So you guys are going to want to stick around, watch the video. Come check out my Twitch stream if you have any more questions or you just want to tag along on the journey. I'll leave a link down below, twitch.tv/DramaticDegen. And once again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, that's it. Enough out of me. Enjoy the video. We're going to review my results from September. I'm going to review some of my stats from September. We're going to talk about my game plan for October, some of the goals that I'm setting for October. I think moving forward, there's been quite a few months since joining the Stormers where I'm like, okay, I got to go hard for the next 10 days at the end of the month so that I can reach, whatever deadline. But I think moving forward, I want to go hard for instead go hard for the first 2 to 3 weeks, so that on that last week of the month, I have freedom to do whatever I want, whether that's take the whole week off, put in more volume, maybe just do half sessions, maybe only do 3 sessions in the week, whatever it is that I want to do. Because it's too much stress. I think probably my confidence isn't high. I get tired and exhausted and burnt out. So I think moving forward, you're gonna see a lot of me in the first 3 weeks, and then that last week is when I ease up. I think that's gonna be the game plan. Let's just look at my spreadsheet here. Pull it over. Just make sure. So this is my own personal spreadsheet that I use. Keep track of everything because Sharkscope isn't 100% reliable, and I also sell lots of action, and there's rakeback to be included, and then maybe if I buy action off of other people, if I make a profit off of them, there's that to be included, all that kind of stuff. So this is my gross profit, basically just the buy-ins and cashes, real simple. We played quite a few days, a lot more than I actually thought. So what is that? That's it's like 6 days, 9, 11, 15, 21, 22 days out of the 30 days. That's all right. It's still full-time work. There's a couple of days here and there that I put in like some small sessions where I only played for an hour or two, like right here, right here, right here. Big long stretch here. That would have been nice to put in a couple of days for the stream and just for volume's sake. And then there's a couple of days here where I didn't stream at all, I think. Because I just wasn't set up in my move and everything, right? So it's a little bit chaotic. Yeah, a little bit chaotic. You see, it's a little more consistent in previous months, more consecutive. So moves will do that, right? And then, you know, my grandfather wanted to buy a new puppy. That in and of itself was a distraction because for whatever reason, my grandfather has not spent a lot of time actually looking after this puppy. It's been kind of left to us, my parents and I, to look after it. So for anybody who didn't know, I've moved. My old place that I lived in was just down the road from here. Was owned by my best friend, and he was my landlord and my roommate. And he gave me like really, really good deal on rent. And I'd been living there since December of 2020. And I probably would have lived another year there if I had it my way. But he's got a baby on the way, due in October. So we had to change the plans a little bit. And you know, he wanted me to still stay regardless. He's like, I'll build you an extra suite that you have separate from us. You get to live your own life. I'll still give you really cheap rent. Because I kind of need you because A, I like living with you, and B, it helps with keeping my mortgage paid. And I was like, I'm sorry, dude. I don't even really want to live in this town. I'm just doing it because financially it's a responsible thing to do. And unless it's my own baby, I don't want to be around a baby being woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning to screaming. Like, even if I do have my own suite, I'm going to hear it, you know? That's your job. It's your job to not have any sleep. It's not my job to not have any sleep. And, you know, his lifestyle is very different than mine. I'm what I'd consider or I consider myself an extroverted introvert. So I like people. I like getting to know people. I'm pretty easygoing. I'm pretty easy to talk to, but I like spending probably 80% of my time by myself. I like the quiet. I like my own company. I'm never bored. You know, and there's a part of me that kind of feels like nobody really likes to live the kind of lifestyle that I like to live, which is kind of quiet. You know, I like to watch movies and read a book, go on a walk every now and again. You know, I'm not a crazy adventurous. Well, I can have adventures if I'm goaded the right way, but you know, most of the time I just kind of like to chill, you know. And he does not. He's super extroverted. He panics when he's alone for too long, and when I say too long, like 6 hours is too long, and he panics. He gets bored easily. He needs people around all the time. So there's just like people always coming in and out of that house. And there's quite a few times where I was like, have we met before? And they're like, yes, a couple of times. And I'll be like, I forgot. And they'll consider me an asshole. And I'll go, I don't give a fuck. Because Steve has so many people come through that house. So it's just like not a lifestyle conducive to mine. Not that his lifestyle is wrong. That's just who he is. He's a good guy and a healthy person and has a lot of good people around him. It just wasn't a lifestyle I wanted to be around. You know, I really didn't like that he would have parties. He didn't have many, but he would have parties, and like I didn't really have the option to say no because it's at the house. So I'd have to attend, talk to a bunch of strangers, and just like get a bunch of anxiety when I just kind of want to hang out, you know. So with all those reasons, biggest one, of course, being that he's just got a family on the way, I decided to move out. I tried looking for apartments, and it was really, really difficult, and time was running out. So my parents let me rent out their Airbnb for really cheap. I'm just renting by the week, and I've kind of told them my deadline is 6 weeks. I don't want to be here longer than 6 weeks. It's been 2 weeks already. Haven't found a place yet, but I've been messaging people, and there's a couple of people who are interested. So hopefully, with enough goading and enough confidence, I'll find a spot. I'm kind of even willing to, like, you know, take a place for 6 months as a sublease and pay a little bit more than I should, just to, you know, get out of here. Not that I hate living here. I'm actually enjoying being around my parents, and I'm enjoying this flat. It's like a studio apartment. But you know, I gotta be on my own, and I want to go back to the city. I want to go back to Vancouver, live the city life, and be back with some of my friends and move on with my life in that regard. So, as a result, there's a bit of chaos here, where, you know, I got in a few sessions here and there. The last week I was able to really settle in and put in some volume, but it didn't do me any good. It was a bit distracting because of the dog stuff. And then, you know, of course, there's this scattered stuff where it's just like I played here and there, but, you know, I had to move. I had to pack. I had to do all these things. So bit of a chaotic month. So minus 1.3K. Alex bought a bit of action. It was nice. But I also bought action from him, and he lost more than I lost him. He finished the month down like $100 on me. I finished the month down $300 on him, unfortunately. With Rakeback, though, managed to help me out a little bit. So I don't know. We ended up finishing about $60 below our gross, which is whatever. Yeah, not great. Not great. Not a great month. Do I have my Sharkscope up? I think I do. Sharkscope is a little off. I'm not really sure why. I was trying to figure it out today, but I'll show you guys what's going on here. So these are all my usernames combined. Oh, let's do after September 1st. So it says we're minus 1.9K on the month, even though my spreadsheet says minus 1.3K. I'm gonna guess. I'm not really sure why it's so lopsided. There's something seriously wrong. Because I didn't play anything high, and I tried to like add stuff together, and it just none of it made sense. So if anybody can help me with that, maybe they have an answer. I'm not sure, but I'll show you my stars. That's where most of my losses came from. Actually, let's go. You know, let's switch the music to just some basic chill hop here. You with me yet, chat? Everything good? Y'all good? So here are all the sites that I play on: Party, Global, GG, Stars, ACR. As you can see, our biggest losses were on Stars. It was WCoop this week or this month, so I did play a bunch of WCoop games. I think my average field size is pretty huge. Average entrance 1500. So yeah, I was playing a ton of big fields, which I guess is a big part of my losses here. I haven't had a minus 3K month in a long time on a site. Not really sure where this is coming from. My biggest loss in 22s. And it says I'm down 162. So $400 in 162s. I played 3 162s this month, but I won a satellite into each of them. So it's kind of weird that like that's what it accounts for. 27s, it makes sense. I never cashed any of the big 27s. Standard 109s, I'm guessing that's the Sunday Millions, or maybe I played a couple of W Coops. Played 40 11s and I'm down $200 in that. That's whatever. Variance, you know. I played 109 KO and it says I'm minus 193. Like what? How does that work? What does that even mean, dude? Like what does that even mean? Like so there's just some weird things that I maybe somebody in the chat or somebody in the YouTube comments will be able to explain to me. But yeah, there's something off here about the being down so much. And this is a bloody fight I got on the side. And that's why keeping stuff on a spreadsheet, in my opinion, is smart. At least for somebody like me who, you know, sells a lot to people, or, you know, there's rakeback or whatever. I like to just kind of keep track of everything. So we're minus 1.3K, not minus 1.9K. We still did well on a couple of sites here. GG made $800. Isn't that funny? I'm minus 40%, but I'm up $800. I don't know how that works. Once again, maybe someone in the chat can explain that to me. On Global, we're still crushing on Global, plus $700 for a 40% ROI. Party Poker is still doing well on Party Poker, 18% ROI, $600 profit. So if we had just played like on particularly these two sites alone, we would we would have at least made $1,500 this month. Obviously, I can't do that. It does make me uncomfortable that I'm still playing this many stars games, but you know, it was WQ. It was WQ. Rebought and got a min bounty. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Maybe you re-entered, cash 1 or 2 bounties. Yeah, that makes sense. True. I'm brain dead. My bad. And also just, let's take a look. I actually haven't looked at this yet, but let's take a look at the whole road to WSOP. Hold on, what do I want to do here? Need all these. Player group. All data. So since the challenge started, we're still doing okay. We're at a slump. I consider this month a plateau month, and it is a plateau month. And I'm not happy with these results right now. I think I need to work on my confidence to some degree. There's some level of mentality in there that probably would help with my game. But a 14% ROI is not acceptable. I don't like that at all. And you know what I think a lot of that is from? I think it's game selection. I really do. I think I've gotten a little bit too, particularly in the last 6 weeks, I've gotten a little too reckless with game selection. Let's take a look and see what our average field size is since June overall. 486. That's okay. It's a bit high. What was it for September? 673. So 50% higher game selection. Oh, nice. AJ McKee won. I think I put money on him, right? I did. I think that puts me break even on the day. Let's see. Oh, nice. I'm plus $20 on the day. Plus $18 on the day for sports bets. Good shit. Anyway, sorry. So where was I? Oh, right, Sharkscope. So, we kind of invited some of that variance for sure. We definitely invited some of that variance. I just want to take a look at a couple of things. Early finishes, 8.5%. That's a bit high. So I'm probably just giving away chips a little too much early. I'm not sure what constitutes early. Like, where does early stop? Where mid begins? I'm going to guess early means during late reg. And then mid means like leading up to money bubble / in the money. What does it look like as a whole here? Early finishes 11%. Okay, so we've improved. 11% is really high. Like, I want to try and get it as close as I can to 5% early finishes. So we want to be building stacks early, not giving away stacks early. My in the money percentage is 22%. That's really, really low. I mean, it's pretty standard, but and anything lower would be bad. But like, if I want to be crushing these games, like I keep talking to you guys about how I want to crush these games, pursuing a 50% ROI, we got to get in the money more often. Like, I got to be pushing to achieve 30% in the money, And this 21% in the money, one of the things that it counts for in the money is PKOs. So if you win a bounty, it's considered in the money. So it's probably lower in reality. In the money here is probably 18% or something. I don't know. Which is not good. Not good. So we're punting bubbles as I expected. And last month we had said that I wanted to work on my bubble play, but and I feel like I have been, but this move really did mess with my focus. This move really put me out of whack, and all of the structural things I wanted to work on and improve upon. I didn't, because I was just distracted. Honestly, I was really distracted. So in October, I want to be really more in the zone, really more focused, honed in, ready to go. So yeah, not good. I'm considering this a plateau month. I'm not gonna get mad at myself. I'm not gonna be hard on myself. Obviously, I am unsatisfied, but these things are gonna happen sometimes in poker, especially as I'm learning. The pursuit for 50% ROI is still present. You know, we've just got to work better on the game selection. Like I said, you know, let's take a look at global alone, which is the site that I'm performing best on right now. Obviously, there's some run good involved, but I feel like I'm exploiting the fields really well. Since starting, I think June 1st, July 1st. Yeah, I started here July 11th, it looks like. I've got a 60% ROI. So July, August, September. In 3 months, I've been making about 3K a month, 3,300 a month, playing nothing higher than 23 buy-ins. There's some 55s there I think I got to skip as well. And honestly, I think I can do better than 60% even, which is kind of crazy to say. I know that I'm still punting some bubbles. One thing that I know I'm capitalizing on really well is final table ICM. These guys punt final tables like it's nobody's business. So that's really nice. Look at this though, like 800 games, 10K on global, 3,000 games, 10K altogether. So, and that's once again, you know, there's some variance there, right? Like, you know, everyone's got a site that they just can't win on. For me, it's global, not global, GG. You can't win on GG. But once again, there's a game selection thing there too. Like I think on ACR, I got to be careful about picking some of the like regular speed games, taking those out of my schedule more often than not, because not that they aren't valuable, but they're not great for the hourly. There's a lot more opportunity to make mistakes, given that they take so long to get in the money. You know, you've got for a non daily special, you've got 3 hours of late registration, and then another 2 hours before you even get in the money. And then another 4 hours before you even like think about hitting a final table. So it just ends up getting really, really expensive. And I could be using that, you know, whatever I just added up, 9 hours, 10 hours of time to maybe play 2 or 3 other tournaments where I could, even if I min cashed, I'd be making more money than if I finished like 12th over an 8 hour time span on ACR. So that needs to be worked on. I probably need to play a few less Pokerstars specials, and not that they're like, once again, not that they don't have value. It's just about how much value can we get out of them. So like, let's say the big 33. I was playing the big 33 yesterday, or maybe it was the day before, and I realized it was just like a total reg fest. There's some shit regs there for sure, but for every like 5 regs, there was 1 fish, and that's fine. We can all play that and still make some money, but it's about how much money. How much money can I make off of that? Can I make $5 a game, $10 a game, $20 a game? I'm probably pretty capped there once you have that many regs sitting those games. You know, I'm probably capped to making at best, you know, $7 or $8 a game, and I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for $10, $15, $20 a game. That's what I'm looking for. You know, I'm looking to make at least $10 a game on a $20 average buy-in. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm not going to achieve that playing the big 33 on Pokerstars. So, you know, games like that I probably got to cut out. You know, I'm not really 100% sure why I'm having such a tough time on GG, because the structures are really fast. The games are really, really soft. You know, maybe my style of play is not adjusting properly to kind of like the way the population plays on GG, which is very fast and loose. People want a hero call way more often on GG. I have to think about that. Maybe I'm picking like too many poor structured games. It's easy to brick early on GG as well, because their late registration for everything is so long. It's 3 hours of late reg. And I generally don't fire re-entries most of the time. So, you know, there's some things that can be worked on there for sure. I think once again, prioritizing party and global, they're just easily, in my opinion, the softest sites. And the structures are like generally the most reasonable. The games don't take forever to play. You know, like I can play a party poker game in 4 hours and, you know, win it. Can't really say that on Stars. Can't say that on ACR. Can't really, well, except for the $16 turbos. Can't really say that on global, you know. So prioritize those. It's the same thing with global. They those games go really, really fast. I'm gonna start playing on Chico, I think, moving forward, and probably just like cutting out all the majors except for Sundays on Stars. Probably cut out some of the normal speed tournaments on ACR, and probably cut out most of the majors on global. And I think, or sorry, not global, GG. And I think GG, I'm going to try and play the least amount. I want to take a quick look at just some of my basic stats here. So we finished minus 1,200 bucks in poker. Okay. What's up, Danger Zomeo? We finished plus 2,250 from ACR. So I'm sorry for all the regulars for sounding like a broken record, but for those of you guys who don't know, I'm a part of the ACR Stormers program. So it's like a step below their Team Pro program. And they pay me not a salaried position, but they pay me based off of watch time. So if you guys don't know what watch time is, that's an hour watched per viewer. So if we have 100 viewers right now and they watch for an hour, that's 100 hours of watch time that goes towards my channel. The ACR Stormers program is a tiered system from 1 all the way to 7, I believe. And the lowest one, tier 1, you get like, I don't know, 50 bucks for, I'm not really even sure, the bare minimum. And then it scales all the way up to tier 7, which is $3,000 for 10,000 hours of watch time. I hit the second best tier, tier 6, for 7,500 hours of watch time at 2,250. The last few months, I've gotten to the maximum tier pretty consistently, but once again, because of the move, I just wasn't able to put in the kind of hours that I needed to, or the consistency. Like sometimes if you know, let's say you stream, I don't know, 12 of 14 days, you're gonna maintain a really good viewership, but it's pretty crazy. If you took like 4 days off after that, you have to rebuild a good like 30% of that viewership. 30% of your average views that you were keeping consistently before, you're gonna lose. And you kind of have to rebuild upon that when you take time off. That's why you see so many streamers take like no time off, because it actually is kind of unbelievable how much of a hit their viewership takes by just like, you know, having a life. So anyway, I hit the second best tier, which is nice. It's good. Thank you, everybody. Once again, like if you guys want to support the stream, you don't want to throw me a sub, you don't want to donate, that's totally cool. I get it. I'm very grateful when you do. And that's something that I actually want to work on, is building my sub count up so that, you know, as in turn, it like builds up the community. But if you want to support me otherwise, just have my stream on. You can even have it muted. It still counts as a view. A lot of people say that it doesn't, but it's not true. It counts as a view. And you can like watch other streamers or go watch Netflix or leave the computer or whatever. And that will actually help my stream maintaining that average viewership and building the hours watched over time. It might sound like it doesn't make a big difference when it's just one of you doing it, but if several of you do it consistently over the month, it really helps my stream a ton. And I get to that 10,000 hours usually with like a week to spare. And I can get a $3,000 payday each month consistently from ACR. Now, of course, they aren't just like free rolling me this. I have to do some work for them. So I try and, you know, play a lot of ACR games that I stream. And, you know, as an incentive, I'm allowed to stream all sites if I get 3 new first time deposit signups. So if there's anybody in the chat or there's anybody in the YouTube comments who have never played on America's Cardroom and you want free money, just go make a new account using promo code DRAMA, DRAMA, on America's Cardroom. And when you do that, drop me a DM through any social media platform, and I'll send you 25 bucks to play poker with, free. You don't have to give me anything. Just make an account, have it connected to my account using promo code DRAMA, and I'll send you 25 bucks, and that's considered a first-time deposit. So once I get 3 of you each month to sign up, then ACR allows me to stream any poker site across any platform for the preceding month. And then on top of that, if you guys generate enough rake, I believe it's $25 worth of rake, I get a $125 bonus from America's Cardroom, which is pretty awesome. I don't really know how that works. I assume the reason why I get the $125 bonus is because after $25 worth of rake is generated, generally that means the person's going to stick around and continue to play poker and generate more rake. So it ends up being, you know, bonus worthy. So yeah, it's a good system. It's a good program. Thank you, everybody. When I get paid this amount of money, that's because you guys supported me and stuck around and watched my stream. That's what this is indicative of. At some point, I would like to consider get myself a sponsorship, but I have a lot of things to work on if that's ever going to happen, and I have not been working on it. So in the meantime, this will do, and I'm happy with this. You know, trying to make 30K a year, 40K a year. from sponsors like this. They got to start adding bonus code for non-first time depositors. Yeah, that'd be nice. I don't know why they don't do that. There must be some reason behind it. I made $200 from Twitch subs, so thank you everybody for that. Nothing too crazy, you know. That's about that's about the average that I make. I would love to start setting some sub goals on. I talked about this in the August review stream. I'm gonna start doing sub goals that for every 10 subs that I get, and I think I'll even make it resubs. Screw it. Every 10 subs that I get, I'm gonna give away an hour of free coaching to the audience, and of course, subscribers will get a 10x chance to win the free hour of coaching. I do coaching. I'm starting to do that again for $50 an hour, so I feel like that's a good one-to-one comparison. That's a good one-to-one payoff in value or whatever. And once again, like if you guys just want to pay for coaching, drop me a DM through any social media platform. If you're kind of in the low stakes region, or you play for a hobby, or you have aspirations of playing for a living, I can kind of help set you up with some of that foundational understanding and learning a few different specific perspectives on how to tweak your game and beat the lower stake games in a much healthier clip, a much healthier rate. Speaking of, I did 1 hour coaching this month. I wanted to do more and I wanted to push more, but once again, with this move, just really kind of jumbled things up and I just stopped pushing the whole coaching situation. But I'm going to be doing that in October. I'll be pushing that a lot more in October. Made about, $65 in sports betting. I've been doing really conservative bankroll management with my sports betting recently because I think I have a pretty good knowledge of the MMA world, but I have not been keeping as up to date with everything going on recently. And I feel like I don't have a fully fantastic understanding of how to, shop the odds and beat the odds makers and that kind of thing. So I decided to kind of lower my unit price. It used to be 100, and then I moved it down to 50, and now I've moved it down to $25 per unit. So, and I think I only bet on one card in September, but hey, $65, I'll take it. So after all of that, we ended up being plus 1,300, which is pretty shitty, right? Considering that I probably put in at least 120 hours of work this month. Kind of lame. I got paid $10 an hour. I don't want to be doing this job getting paid $10 an hour, I want to be making $50 an hour. So it's fine. It's totally fine. These things happen. And to be honest, I've had worse months. So it's all good. It's a plateau month, and we'll build from this. I'm not gonna get too emotional about it. Spent about $2,000 US in expenses. That's good. It's good. I'm gonna have to kiss these sweet expenses goodbye, because as soon as I find a new place, my expenses are gonna go up significantly, by double, maybe even 3 times. So hence why it's going to be even more important to stay on top of my game. I've been very fortunate with the rent that I've been able to pay recently. It's all been because of people that I've known. But I'm going to be moving into a new place where rent is going to be, $2,000, maybe even as much as $2,500 alone, and that's without living expenses. I'm trying to find a place that's fully furnished and includes utilities, so that I'm not paying out the ass fully already. And then that way, I can keep my expenses on top of that pretty minimal. But expect these expenses in the preceding months to go up to $4,000, $3,500. Like, it's gonna get dicey. So add those together, we finish September minus $700. Is what it is. You could almost consider that break even, considering the volume that I played, right? 850 games, like, it's all good. Let me pull up the gold bar here. There's the donation, or the gold bar, sorry. So this isn't a donation bar, this is a progress bar, so you guys can know where we're at on the challenge. For the last 6 weeks, we've been at $10,000. It's just we're plateauing super hard. We just can't seem to break the $15,000 mark. We can't seem to reach that $20,000 mark. We'll get there, but we're We're definitely plateauing right now. $2,500 for rent? Sheesh. Yeah, dude. The rental market here is brutal. And I'm in a weird spot. So the plan was to originally move to a city nearby called Nanaimo, which is a small city, like 100,000 people. Because the rent would be cheaper. And I was like, yeah, okay, sweet. I'll go rent a place for $1,600. But then I was doing the math and I was like, okay, so $1,600 a month. All right. Nanaimo's transit is not good. So I'm going to have to buy a car. That's another $3,000. So let's add, $250 a month to the total. Then I have to pay insurance for that. It's another $1,000. So let's add $80 a month to that. I got to pay gas. That's, let's say $200 a month. All of a sudden, before you know it, add the utilities on there, I'm already paying like $2,000 a month, $2,100 a month, $2,200 a month, living in Nanaimo. When in reality, the city that I actually am, like, I truly just want to live in is Vancouver. And I can go rent an apartment in Vancouver for equal quality for $2,000 a month and not have to own a car because their transit is so unbelievably good. And transit's like, $50 a month. And if I really need a car, they have car sharing services and Uber, so I'm like, all right, well, no matter what I do, I'm going to end up, having $2,000 a month in expenses, basically. Right. So I might take a place for $2,500 a month for under one main condition. It's a 6-month rental agreement so that, like, if it gets to be too much, I don't have to worry about paying this rent for a full year. And I've found a few places where people are like gone for the winter for work or whatever, and they want to sublease their apartment for 6 months. So I'm trying really, really hard to try and get those places. Otherwise, I'm probably going to try and find like a $2,000 a month lease somewhere and hopefully find it furnished at least. And just like the expenses are going to be the same, So yeah, we finished minus $700. Our first unprofitable month of the challenge, which, all things considered, that's not too bad, right? I mean, we were averaging before expenses like $6,000 or $7,000 a month. So to have one really shitty month, and the really shitty meaning we only lost $700, greater scheme of things, that's not too bad. So the challenge is officially at $10,445. Right? I'm going to try super, super hard. I want to work my ass off to get this challenge over 15K this month. Now, it's in your best interest not to be too results oriented, but when I say I want to get it over 15K a month, that means I'm going to implement all of these things that give me the best possible chance of actually hitting that. So I've already been talking about it with BFizz. We're going to put more time doing some one-on-one coaching. He already coaches me for an hour every day. Once again, I say this in every video, but in case anybody who's new doesn't know, in June 1st of this year, I joined his coaching for profit group. His name's Brian Fight. Some people know him by BFizz in the Twitch streets or by Rocky's Road on ACR. And he's the owner of Team Turbo Kings, which is a training program. He started a coaching for profit group where he gives myself and I think there's 5 others in the group an hour and a half of coaching every single day except Sundays. And then if we want at our request, he can give us more coaching on top of that, like privatized coaching. And in turn, I give him 20% of my monthly profit. It's a really good deal. I think I stand to gain a lot from it because overall, he's incentivized to making sure that I'm the best possible player I can be, or he ends up losing. So like this month, he lost, and I was kind of embarrassed about it. And I was like, I want us to work on this. And he's like, yeah, let's really make sure that we make October your bitch. So on top of the coaching that he's already going to give me, which is like 40 hours of coaching, he's going to try and give me some more. I'm going to aim to that we can get another 10 to 20 hours of coaching for October so that we really make October our bitch. So we're moving forward. We're making steps already, nice and quick, and it's only October 1st, which is nice. Here is, let me just pull up the goals that I had for September. 80-20 in your favor sounds really good. Yeah, it's a really good deal. And Now, mind you, he doesn't put up any money for it. He's just putting up his expertise, right? But yeah, it's a great deal, and I can leave whenever I want. So there's no contract on it. I could leave today if I wanted to. I don't want to. I would like to be with him for at least a year. So these were my September goals. I wanted to have non-negotiables before I started grinding, so that like I was in the right mindset, and I didn't achieve any of these. I really put myself out of whack with this whole move. It's crazy how like one little thing that's like outside of your normal daily routine can like create an avalanche. Can create a ripple effect on everything else that you do. It's insane. 5 days out of this month has like totally messed up my whole intention of like cleaning my act up. It's crazy. Clean the house before grinding. I kind of did that sometimes. I would say about half the time. 15 minutes of exercise. Never did it. Not once. No takeout on grind days. I was good about this. I think I ordered pizza once because I was like starving and ran out of food. But outside of that, never did that on grind days. So that's good. 7 hours of sleep. I was really good about this. I'm always good about this because I'm just, the older I get, the more I value sleep, basically. And one spot check. So like looking through a hand history. Never did that. Other goals that were like not non-negotiables, they were just things I wanted to see if I could achieve. 1,000 games. I think it's going to be hard for me to do 1,000 games this month, especially as I'm looking for new apartments. I'm going to have to make some day trips to Vancouver and stuff. And obviously I didn't achieve that this month because of the move. I think we did about 800 games though, so that's still pretty good. No games above 500 players. Total fail. Mini mill and 109 mil are exceptions. I played like a ton of the series specials, like the W Coops and the Wsop onlines and stuff. I'm not going to be hard on myself about this because they were really good value games that I knew I could make some money in if I just ran half decent, and we didn't really run that good. But I'm going to definitely do this moving forward into October with no series going on. No games above 33. Make a few exceptions with Moss Global if comfortable. Yeah, didn't do this at all. Didn't do this at all. And I don't think this is going to be a goal I'm going to use for October because like on Sundays, for instance, there's some like really high value 55s and 88s and 109s and stuff. 30% of the money. Didn't come close to that at all. No social media mornings/nights of grind days. Total fail. I'm really good about it in the morning. I'm really awful about it at night. I don't know why. But I'm going to keep working at this one because beforehand I used to always look at social media in the mornings. Now I never look at social media in the mornings. So I'm making a step in the right direction. But at nighttime it's awful. Like I definitely waste like 90 minutes when I go to bed looking at social media when I could be using that sleeping. 160 hours of streaming, couldn't do it. We got to 120, which is whatever, 30 hours a week. That's okay. 10 first time deposit signups for ACR. Nope, we got 4. Once again, it's fine. 40 appraisers per day, total fail. I think I maybe averaged 10. MMA bets are $25 a unit. Yeah, that's fine, but I only bet on one card, so it's like whatever, So I'm gonna copy a lot of those same goals for October. Which ones do I want to change? Let's just make sure we do 800 games. I'm gonna try and be a little bit more quality over quantity kind of oriented this month. Not worry about trying to 10 or 12 table all the time and be like, okay, I'm deep in 3 out of the 8 games that I'm playing right now. I'm not going to worry about adding more games to the roster when there's so much value in trying to go deeper in these like 3 games with 30 left or whatever, So I want to be a little more focus oriented than volume oriented. No games of above 500 players. Definitely going to work on this, but I'm going to tweak this. Sunday exceptions because there's just so many great games that just like at this point now with where my confidence is, where my skill level's at now, where the bankroll's at and all that stuff, like there's no reason for me not to be playing some of the really good Sunday majors when they're all so unbelievably soft, and like I can expect to have a really high ROI in those games. I think no games above 33. I like this. Once again, Sunday exceptions. So once again, there's just some Sundays that I really there's some Sunday games you just never really skip if you can afford it, and I can afford it. And if I can't afford it, I know somebody who's willing to buy enough so that I can't afford it. 30% in the money, that adventure still continues. I really, really want this to be, you know, I'm gonna make this at the top of this list because that's one I want to achieve so bad. And like I keep finding these spots where I'm bubbling tournaments and it's frustrating me. And I think maybe my confidence or my ego is like, man, am I just like fucking up this bad to bubble all these tournaments? And you know what? I think I am. And so I'm just gonna move forward with a confidence and a gusto and a strong discipline and sense of self-control to put ourselves closer and closer to getting in the money. And I think I'm also going to play a few less PKOs as a result too, so that the Sharkscope in the money percentage is a little bit more true, is a little bit more honest, where it doesn't account an in the money of me just winning a bounty. You know, I want to get in the money of good tournaments. So there's that. 160 hours of streaming. Really going to try hard for this. I was talking about this before for anybody who might be just joining now. I think moving forward, what I'm going to do is for the first 3 weeks of each month, I'll go really hard. Maybe even just the first 2 weeks of each month, I'll go really hard. And then I'll ease up at the later half of the month. So, you know, maybe the first 2 weeks I'll put in, 100 hours. And if I can really push it, 120 hours. But I won't worry too much about that. That way I've built momentum. I've maintained a level of consistency with my viewership. And that's, you know, the beginning of the month is where I have the most energy because I usually like take a day off here and there at the beginning of the month. So going really, really hard is, I think, good. And then that way, the chances of me always getting that 10,000 hours of watch time mark on the ACR Stormers program is like high to an almost guarantee. I might even hit 10,000 hours before the 2-week mark is even done. And then the next 2 weeks are like stress-free and I don't have to worry about putting in so much volume stream-wise, poker-wise, and I don't have to get like so burnt out. And then that way, you know, my burnout doesn't reflect on like my quality of poker, and then I'm not punting as much, and then I'm making in the money. You know what I mean? And like we won't have to be putting these volume constraints at the last minute. Like for instance, the last week, I was like, man, I need to make sure that I hit at least the second best tier so that, you know, I can, you know, make a few bucks if I come out of September unprofitable. And I think I streamed and played like 8 days straight, and I got burnt out, man. The last 3 days were burnt out, so hardcore burnt out. And you know, I can't say that I played my best poker. I don't know if I did. I probably played my C game. We can't be doing that, you know. It's fine to play your C game once in a while. It is not fine to play your C game consistently. We want to be playing our A and B game consistently. So the first 2 to 3 weeks, super hardcore. Got to be try my best to put in 50, and if I can really push it, 60 hours a week. Obviously, I'll listen to my body, make sure I, you know, if I reach day 6 and of the week and I'm burnt out, call it a day and be okay with that. But yeah, I'm going to try really, really hard. And then I can enjoy my life. On week 4, it's gravy. There's no pressure. Don't have to worry about hitting any milestone. Don't have to worry about a certain amount of volume. I could stream for just 3 days, or I can stream not at all and, you know, go enjoy my life, or go on a road trip, or, you know, whatever. Play video games, jerk off. Who gives a fuck? Enjoy the fruits of my labor, right? And let that just be kind of gravy, and then go right back at it, refreshed, recharged, ready to go for the new month. You know, I think I'm gonna really enjoy that. So that's the game plan for October. Definitely gonna push for this. The first time deposits, continue with the 40 pages per day. Every day that I read, I'm in a better mood. There's something about that meditative aspect of being away from my phone and a computer screen and just like focusing on one thing and finding a little bit of escapism in the pages. Has been really, really therapeutic for me. So gonna work hard on that. The MMA bets are $25 a unit. This was more of a thing to just like practice self-control because I was being a bit of a degen with the MMA bets previous months. I think in October, Kintanen, my mod, he's a black belt in BJJ and owns his own gym and coaches some amateur MMA fighters. Him and I are going to get together and do some research on fights. And I think I'm going to move my units back up to $50 and take the MMA bets a lot more seriously. I think I could probably make an extra $500 a month if I'm really, really smart about it. I also am in a group with James Krause where he kind of shares all of his picks. So cross-reference that with my own knowledge. And there's no reason for me not to be making, you know, a solid ROI there where I'm making, you know, $250 to $500 a month. with MMA bets, which is nice. I'm totally down with an extra 6K a year. Fuck yeah. So that's gonna be, those are some of the goals there. Okay, let's take a quick glance at some of my stats. So let's take a quick look. So we played 50K hands. This is without global as well, because global, you can't have hand histories, or you can't track them. I probably played closer to 60K, maybe 70K in hands. 4.5 EV BB per 100, so not that great, but small sample. The thing about these win rates is it doesn't take into account your adjustment in play when you reach final tables or final 2 tables, final 3 tables. So like your win rate will go lower as a result, right? But we're doing all right. I just want to take a look here. 44% from the button, too low. Like closer to 50, the better. Cutoff 36%, closer to 40, the better. MP closer to 30%, the better. EP 19%, that's fine. Small blind raise first in 30%. I think that's an improvement upon the first month. I think I was limping too much if I remember correctly. So that's good. Stealing a bit more. What's our open limp here? 49% from the small blind. That's fine. Limp raise still way too low. 7%. We're just not re-stealing enough from the small blind. And I think that's a mental thing. I definitely have some like prejudices in my head where I don't give people enough credit to be wide in certain spots. So I'll be like, oh, these guys never steal on the big blind, so I'm just like never gonna limp raise. I'm just gonna limp call or whatever, and I think that's silly. So I definitely need to limp raise more. I limp fold way too much here. This is not good. 50%. We need to. I think it needs to be around probably 40, maybe 30. We can counter that by limp raising more, right? Some of those hands that maybe I don't want to limp call. Maybe we can throw some of them in our limp raising range. Maybe like I don't know. I'm gonna guess. Let's take a look. Let's just look at a random range here. My range converter. Let's say 40 big blinds deep. I'm gonna guess that like limp raising king 5 off is like pretty legit. Let's see if I'm right. I might be totally off, but let's take a look. Uh-oh. Fuck. I don't have access to my requested solution. Oh right, range converter is starting to charge a monthly fee for looking at fucking ranges that I bought off of them for like 2 grand already. That's actually such bullshit. Range converter can go fuck themselves. That's so ridiculous, dude. I don't have access to my ranges anymore. Dude, I paid like 2 G's for these ranges. And now I have to pay another $100 a month off of them. Oh, man, that's actually so greedy. These guys wanted me to do affiliate marketing for them in the past. Like, fuck you guys, dude. I can't even look at my ranges anymore. That's a bummer. Oh well. Anyway, the point is we need to limp raise more. 10, 15%, I bet you, is probably a good limp raise, maybe even more. Maybe even more. So definitely need to trade some of that limp fold for some limp raises. The limp call is probably fine. Could be a little bit higher as well. My 3-bet percentage, how's that looking? 9.5% overall. Still too low. I want to be a punter. Like, I got to get these numbers up like overall 15%. That's what we need. Not 3-betting the button enough, not 3-betting cutoff enough. Bit low in EP, but that's whatever. 3-betting in early position, I feel like a lot of the time are like kind of marginal. So like I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. But late position 3-bets we need to be taking advantage of way more often. 3-bet steal, yeah. So still way too low. Definitely need to 3-bet in the small blind way more often, for sure. C-bet's looking good. 70%. That's look good. Check raise flop, 18%. Beautiful. Definitely perfect percentage in my opinion. Float flop is good. I think that's mostly all I want to look at. There's a few other ones we could. Call raise efficiency is 2.5. I think that's good. I can't remember what's a good call raise efficiency. I think the closer you want to be to 5, the better. So maybe it's low. I'm not 100% sure. I can't quite fully remember. All right, that's it. Appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think. You liked the video? You didn't like the video? How are you feeling about the challenge? You think I'm gonna make the challenge? You think I'm gonna fail? I won't hold it against you. I'm feeling pretty confident these days, so nothing you say can hurt me. Actually, that's not true. Don't say anything mean. Say only nice things. Make sure you don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Help me gain the algorithm, grow my YouTube channel, in turn help me grow the community. And yeah, come check out my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/DramaticDegen. Follow along on this road to WSOP journey. It's gonna be good. I swear it. I swear it. I feel good things coming on the horizon. This month was just a little hiccup, a little plateau, a little bump in the road. Good things are coming. All right, that's it. Thank you again. Much love. Good luck in the poker streets, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.